Lily Carter stood at the tall window of the Blackwood mansion and watched the rain fall over the garden. The roses outside were bright and neat, but the air inside felt cold. She had been married to Ethan Blackwood for 1 year, yet she still felt like a guest who stayed too long. The house was large and quiet, filled with old paintings and sharp silence. Lily once believed his silence meant kindness and trust. Over time, she began to wonder if it was something else. Lily came from a simple family. Parents ran a small store, and they raised her with care and honesty. She did not know the rules of powerful families, nor did she understand the games they played. She only knew how to be kind, patient, and hopeful. She corrected Lily's manners, her clothes, and even her way of speaking. Nothing Lily did was ever right. The servants followed Martha's lead. Some avoided Lily, some whispered when she passed. Only a few showed quiet pity. Lily noticed everything, but she never complained. She believed silence was the price of peace. She told herself that if she stayed gentle, things would change. Martha questioned her background. Cole mocked her opinions. Ethan often arrived late or left early. He never joined the attacks, but he never stopped them either. At night, Lily lay awake in the large bedroom. Years ago, threats against his family had forced him to install security systems across the mansion. Cameras watched halls, rooms, and hidden corners. Ethan checked them often, not out of fear, but out of habit. He saw arguments, cold looks, and moments that raised questions in his mind. He did not act yet. Believed understanding must come before judgment. The day began like any other in the Blackwood mansion, quiet and heavy. Lily Carter woke early and prepared herself for the family gathering planned that evening. Important guests were coming, and Martha Blackwood had given strict orders. Everything had to be perfect. Lily dressed carefully, choosing simple clothes that would not invite criticism. Even so, her hands trembled as she fixed her hair. Martha walked through the halls with sharp eyes, correcting everyone she passed. Guests arrived as the sun set. Laughter filled the main hall. Glasses clinked. The Blackwood name was praised again and again. Lily stood beside Martha, silent and small. She smiled when spoken to and lowered her eyes when ignored. Cole Blackwood joined the group, already wearing a mocking grin. He greeted guests loudly, pretending to be charming. As dinner began, the mood changed. Martha began to speak about family values and loyalty. Her eyes slowly turned toward Lily. She spoke of outsiders who married into wealth and forgot their place. Some guests looked uncomfortable. Others listened closely. Lily felt heat rise to her face, but she remained quiet. He joked about people who used beauty and lies to climb higher. Laughter followed. Lily's chest tightened. She finally spoke, her voice low but clear. She said she married Ethan out of love, not money. The room fell silent. Martha stood suddenly. Her chair scraped against the floor. She accused Lily of turning the family against itself. She called Lily ungrateful and fake. Lily tried to explain, but her words were cut short. Martha stepped forward and grabbed Lily's hair. Gasps filled the room as Lily was pulled down. Pain shot through Lily's head as she lost balance. She reached out, but no one helped her. Cole moved closer, his face dark with anger, shouted that Lily deserved it. He kicked her aside, not once, but enough to make her cry out. The sound echoed through the hall. Some guests turned away, some froze. No one stopped it. Lily lay on the cold floor, her body shaking, her heart breaking. Tears streamed down her face, not only from pain, but from shame. She had believed patience would protect her. In that moment, she realized how alone she truly was. Martha adjusted her clothes and spoke as if nothing had happened. She told the servants to clean the mess. Cole laughed under his breath. The guests were slowly led away, pretending they had seen nothing. The grand hall returned to silence. Lily was left on the floor. Her body ached, but the deeper wound was inside her chest. She tried to stand and failed. Her hands trembled as she pulled herself up using a chair. No one came to help. She moved slowly toward the stairs, each step heavy. What Lily did not know was that hidden cameras had recorded everything. In a quiet room miles away, Ethan Blackwood watched the screen. He had returned early from his trip. His face showed no anger, no shock. Only a deep stillness filled his eyes. He watched his wife fall. He watched his family cross a line that could never be erased. Ethan did not turn away. He watched until the hall was empty and Lily disappeared from view. Then he closed his laptop. The silence around him felt different now. Decision had been made, and nothing in the Blackwood family would ever be the same again. The night was quiet around the Blackwood mansion. The lights were still on, but the joy from the gathering was gone. Lily Carter sat alone in the guest room. Her body hurt and her head felt heavy. She washed her face slowly and looked at herself in the mirror. Her eyes were red, and her hair was loose and messy. She did not cry anymore. Something inside her felt empty. She did not go to the bedroom she shared with Ethan. She felt too tired to explain anything. She lay down on the bed and stared at the ceiling. Every sound in the house made her tense. She feared another insult, another attack. Sleep did not come easily. Downstairs, the front door opened quietly. Ethan Blackwood entered the mansion without anyone noticing. He removed his coat and stood still for a moment. The house felt different to him now. He walked through the halls with slow steps. His face was calm, but his mind was clear and focused. He stopped in front of the security room. Screens were still on. He replayed the recordings once more. He watched Martha's face as she shouted. He watched Cole's actions without blinking. He watched Lily fall and struggle to stand. His jaw tightened, but he made no sound. Every second confirmed what he already knew. Ethan closed the door and walked upstairs. He passed servants who lowered their heads when they saw him. They felt the change in his presence. He did not speak to them. He went straight to the guest room and knocked softly. Lily opened the door slowly. When she saw Ethan, her hands froze on the door handle. She did not know what to say. She waited for questions or anger. Ethan looked at her face, then at her injured hand. His voice was low and steady when he spoke her name. He asked if she was hurt. Lily nodded. She tried to smile, but failed. She told him it was nothing. Ethan stepped inside and closed the door. He told her to sit. He checked her injuries carefully. His touch was gentle and sure. For the first time since their marriage, Lily felt safe near him. Ethan apologized. The word shocked her. He said he should have acted sooner. He said silence was a mistake. Lily listened quietly. She did not blame him, but the pain in her eyes said everything. Ethan promised that this would never happen again. That night, Ethan did not leave the mansion. He stayed awake while Lily slept. He made calls from his office. Lawyers were contacted. Records were opened. Accounts were reviewed. Years of family business were placed under close watch. His expression never changed, but his actions moved fast. The next morning, the mansion woke to a strange calm. Martha waited for breakfast, expecting the usual control. Cole slept late, unaware of what was coming. Lily remained in her room, resting. Ethan called a family meeting. Martha arrived with confidence. Cole followed, relaxed and careless. When Ethan entered the room, the air shifted. He did not raise his voice, did not argue. Told them he had seen everything. He told them there would be consequences. Martha laughed at first, thinking it was an empty threat. Cole mocked him. Ethan placed a tablet on the table and played the recording. The room fell silent. Faces turned pale. No excuses followed. Ethan spoke clearly, removed Martha from control of all family charities. He froze Cole's accounts and informed legal teams of his actions. He told them the law would handle the rest. There was no anger in his tone, only finality. Martha tried to speak. Ethan stood and ended the meeting. He walked away without looking back. For the first time, Lily was no longer alone in that house. The silence that once hurt her now belonged to him. The days that followed felt heavy inside the Blackwood mansion. Word spread quickly, though no one spoke openly. Lawyers arrived early each morning. Documents were carried in and out of rooms. Phones rang without pause. The house that once felt untouchable now felt watched. Martha Blackwood tried to keep her pride. She dressed well and spoke sharply, but her power was gone. Meetings she once led no longer included her name. The charities she controlled were taken over by boards appointed by Ethan. Her signature meant nothing now. Each letter she received carried another loss. Cole Blackwood felt the change in a harsher way. His bank cards stopped working. His calls went unanswered. Friends avoided him. When he demanded answers, lawyers reminded him of the evidence against him. His past deals, hidden for years, were now exposed. Fear replaced his careless smile. Lily Carter stayed quiet during all of this. She remained in her room, healing slowly. Bruises faded, but memory stayed sharp. She did not feel joy from the punishment happening outside her door. She only felt tired. Ethan checked on her often. He brought her meals and spoke gently. He did not rush her to forgive or forget. One morning, officials arrived at the mansion. Her presence was calm but firm. Martha was informed that an investigation had begun into misuse of funds. Cole was told to cooperate with financial authorities. Their protests were ignored. The law moved forward without emotion. The servants watched everything. Some felt relief. Some felt fear. They had followed orders for years, while they saw a different side of the family. Ethan spoke to them clearly. He told them their jobs were safe. He told them respect was not optional anymore. The house felt quieter after that. Ethan called another meeting, this time with witnesses present. He spoke about Lily. He said she was his wife and deserved respect. He said harm done to her would never be ignored again. His voice was steady, but his words carried weight. No one challenged him. Martha tried to approach Lily later that day. She stood outside her door, unsure for the first time. Lily opened the door and listened. Martha spoke of misunderstandings and stress. She did not apologize. Lily looked at her calmly and said nothing. The silence said enough. Martha left without another word. Cole never spoke to Lily again. He packed his things in silence and left the mansion under supervision. The house seemed to breathe easier once he was gone. The halls no longer felt sharp and tense. As weeks passed, news spread beyond the mansion. Business partners learned of the changes. Some were shocked, some were impressed. Ethan's actions were clear. He valued justice over blood. His companies remained strong. His name gained new respect. One evening, Ethan asked Lily to walk with him in the garden. The roses were in bloom. Lily moved slowly but surely. Ethan told her the mansion no longer had to be her home. He said she could choose where she wanted to live. The choice was hers. Lily looked around at the walls that once trapped her. She felt no anger, only clarity. She told Ethan she wanted a new start, away from memories that hurt. Ethan agreed without question. The next day, plans were made. A smaller house by the sea was prepared. The The mansion would remain, but its power was broken. Martha stayed behind, surrounded by empty rooms and fading influence. As Lily packed her things, she felt lighter. She did not feel like a victim anymore. She felt like a woman who survived. The fall of the Blackwood house was not loud or violent. It was quiet, steady, and final. The sea was calm on the morning Lily Carter arrived at the new house. Waves moved gently toward the shore, and the air smelled fresh. The house was simple, bright, and open. It felt nothing like the mansion she had left behind. There were no long halls or heavy doors. There was space to breathe. Lily stepped inside and felt something change within her. For the first time in a long while, she did not feel watched or judged. The silence here was peaceful. She placed her bag down and walked toward the window. Sunlight filled the room. She closed her eyes and let the warmth stay on her skin. Ethan Blackwood watched her quietly. He did not rush her or speak too much. He understood that healing took time. In the past, he had believed that protecting someone meant staying distant and in control. Now he knew it also meant presence. He chose to stay close. Days passed slowly. Lily rested, walked by the sea, and slept without fear. Her body healed, but more importantly, her mind began to clear. She remembered who she was before the pain. She started reading again, cooking simple meals and smiling without effort. Ethan adjusted his life as well. He reduced his travel and worked from home often. Meetings were shorter. Priorities changed. He listened more than he spoke. When Lily talked about her fears and doubts, he did not interrupt. He let her words exist. One evening, Lily asked Ethan why he married her, answered honestly. He said he admired her strength and kindness, said he made mistakes by staying silent. He promised he would not repeat them. Lily listened carefully. Trust did not return in one moment, but it began to grow. News from the city reached them sometimes. Martha Blackwood lived alone now, surrounded by reminders of what she lost. Cole faced legal consequences and public shame. The Blackwood name still existed, but its power had changed. Lily felt no joy from their suffering. She only felt free. One afternoon, Lily visited a small town nearby. She spoke with people who did not know her past. She volunteered at a local center and helped children learn to read. Her voice grew stronger. Her steps became steady. She felt useful and seen. Ethan watched her grow with quiet pride. He no longer tried to control outcomes. He supported her choices. Love, he learned, was not about saving someone. It was about walking beside them. Months later, Lily stood by the sea again. This time, Ethan stood beside her. She held his hand without hesitation. The pain from the past had not vanished, but it no longer ruled her. She had faced it and survived. Lily chose to forgive, not for others, but for herself. Forgiveness did not mean forgetting. It meant letting go of the weight that pulled her down. She felt lighter with each step forward. Ethan looked at her and understood that the strongest moment of his life was not building wealth or power. It was choosing her again and again, with action instead of silence. Their future was not perfect, but it was real. It was built on respect, honesty, and growth. The woman once dragged across a cold floor now walked freely beside the man who learned how to protect love the right way. The story did not end with revenge or anger. It ended with choice, strength, and a quiet promise of peace.